One of the most common objections or things that people have to deal with when doing any sort of sales, whether that's pitching for a job or pitching for a freelance client or pitching for a sale for your own company, is dealing with rejection. Dealing with rejection. How do you deal with rejection? That's what I want to talk about in today's video, because rejection is more of a mental game than anything else. Have I been rejected before? Well, in sales, yeah, it happens all the time. You send 100 cold emails and you might get some people that are saying unsubscribe or spam. You have a few sales calls and clients that are so hyped and into whatever's going on, just all of a sudden are saying that they're not interested, or maybe they say nothing at all. Maybe they ghost you and you just have nothing to do there. So how do you deal with rejection even when the hype is so strong in the beginning? That's what I want to talk about in today's video. The first thing you want to do is don't build things up in your head too much. So when we were pitching deals, me and Robert were going out there and talking to business owners that we respected. Those pitching meetings eventually turned into our deal with Taplio, our deal with Omni, Lead Shark, all of those. But we were turned down at the same time by basically everyone else we respect. I can't name them. I don't want to name them because I might want to work with them again in the future. I'm not going to hate on them. But we were turned down by all of the obvious people that you could think of when you think of CRM tools or mail sending tools, etc. We wanted to partner with all of them, and all of them either said no or ignored our requests. We did find some partners that really liked us. And now I don't think about those rejections at all. The only reason I'm thinking about them is right now to find examples for this video, which I'll talk about in a second, how to avoid thinking about that kind of stuff. But you want to avoid building stuff up in your head. I remember when I was first making a little bit of money, one of my friends was opening a brewery in Las Vegas, and he asked me if I wanted to invest $5,000 in it. And I was still a greenhorn. I didn't have $5,000 to invest. So I told him that, and he was like, okay, whenever you want to invest then, that'll always be open for you, the $5,000, just whenever you want to do it. Then several months later, he did invest in the brewery and it was going, and I offered to put in the $5,000 and I was like, all right, let's go. And he just never acknowledged or responded to that message. Now, does that feel like rejection? Yes. Was it the best for me? Yes, as well. But the reason why it hurt so much, and the reason why it was one of the first stings, besides the Cat Stevens song, First Cut is the Deepest, being true in real life, is that I was building it up too much in my head. So before I wrote the check, I was thinking we're going to have this cool brewery and people are going to come in and I'm going to do marketing for the restaurant. I'm going to get to live my dream of finally designing menus for restaurants that are used in practice. We're going to get to name stuff. We're going to do social media marketing. It's going to be so exciting. And I built it all up in my head. I even told my parents about it before the deal was closed, and then it fell apart. And so after that, I learned that you can't build this stuff up. So yes, during the pitching process, there were startups that if they had said yes to the deal, would have changed everything, both for our lives and their business, because we would have taken them to the next level. And it would have been super cool to work with some of these people that I can't name right now, if we had made deals work out. And they know who they are if they're watching this video, because we had deals that were close to closing that just fell apart right in the end. And it would have been awesome for both parties. But because I didn't build it up in my head and be like, oh, dude, when this closes, I'm going to be a multi-millionaire because we're going to take over the whole world. Because I didn't build that up in my head, I didn't feel the rejection as much. And the flip side of this, the way to really not feel the rejection is to work on point 2, which is build up the deals that do close. So for instance, we miss out on XYZ company that could be $1 million company, but we closed Taplio, which could be $1 million, even $1 billion opportunity. So I'm so excited about Taplio, I don't even think about the other ones. Same with Lead Shark. We were turned down by some people for lead generation databases, and so we built our own. And now it's still the same opportunity that we would have worked on together. We're going to get the same results that we would have worked on with them. So it's better for us. I guess we own more equity now. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense for them to have passed. It doesn't make any sense for them to have passed. So build the new projects up in your head to an even greater degree than the deals that you missed out on. And that really helps push things forward. And it's true. Taplio is going to be $1 billion business if we do it the right way. Lead Shark could be a multi-million dollar, tens of millions of dollars, maybe even hundreds of millions of dollars scale of business if we do it the right way. And my goal kind of in the back of my mind still is like make all those guys regret passing on me. And more than that, not just regret, I want them to come back and invest their own money for tiny amounts of equity compared to what they would have had 6 months before. I think that would be the ultimate dream of mine, is to have them put in millions of dollars and get like 0.5% when they could have had 50%. You know, if they had just believed in the mission earlier. That's what I get off on, honestly, more than the money. Number 3 is don't think about the rejection. The positives in your life should be way more than the negatives in your life. And when we sit there and we ruminate on our losses, they get much, much bigger in our minds. I only focus on the wins. So for instance, if I send out a cold email campaign, let's say I send out 10 and one person says something nasty, but 2 people say something positive, the human brain is actually wired to focus on the nasty comment to the detriment of the positives. There was some research done that said that every 10 positive comments can be erased by just one nasty comment. So if you see one nasty comment, now you're focusing on that 10 times more than the positive comments. So you need to rewire that in your head. So you see the nasty comment and then you just delete it. And then you look at the positive comments instead. And you have to think about the positive comments only and realize that there are typically 9 more positive comments for every negative comment that happens. You just have to find it and dig and see those comments instead of the negative comments. And if you are getting a bunch of negative comments, maybe it's because of an issue that is fixable. For instance, if everyone's talking about a bug with your software product, then fix the bug and you'll fix the comments. And that actually brings us to the next point, which is don't take any negativity or rejection personally. If somebody says no to your offer, then it's probably just not a good time for them, or maybe they can't afford it, or maybe they can afford it, but you didn't sell it right, or maybe just something didn't work. You know, the universe didn't want the deal to happen, so it didn't happen. That has nothing to do with you. So you can't take that personally. If somebody says spam or unsubscribe to your cold email campaign, again, nothing to do with you. Nothing really to do with them. It probably has something to do with the quality of the email. Maybe the email seems really spammy, or the person that you sent it to isn't a qualified prospect, etc. Either way, it has nothing to do with you as a person or them as a person. It's just words that happen. Can't take it personally. Just keep moving on. So if you want to get better at rejection, then implement what we just talked about. And the main thing that you want to do as well is have more balls in the air. Have more at-bats. That's 2 sports references for you in a row somehow. I should probably do like Star Wars references, bro. Have 2 lightsabers in the air at the same time. You know, you want to be like General Grievous, bro. He had like 7 lightsabers. That's how you need to be with your businesses. Because then if Obi-Wan Kenobi chops off one of your arms, you still got 5 more arms left. So if you have more battles going on, then you will not think so much about the failures and you can focus more on the successes. Because yeah, while 9 positive comments can be erased by 1 negative comment, the money from 1 positive sale can erase all the negativity that you've experienced in your life. So focus on the end goal. It's not really about whether they're saying they're not interested or not. It's really about making money from the people that are interested. How do you deal with rejection? Let me know in the comments down below. Would love to get a conversation going. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to smash that like button to encourage this type of content on YouTube. Subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex Berman.